Can I have some beef jerky?
Ooh, can I have some beef jerky?
Oh, there's an update for the app.
Thank you. Would you like to maybe give Cameron one as well?
Take a look at all of our
Okay, let's take a better
cameras.
piece. I want a different piece.
Those
This one's
all
hard.
look good.
Okay.
Angles, all of you look great.
Yeah, that's what we're looking
Thank you.
for. No, you always give me a bad angle.
You got two angles.
Yeah, I know. I don't want it.
We are live. I could have been a samurai.
All right, here we go. And we've already got a couple folks that are in the chat. Thank you so much. As always, we have some faithful followers. Good to see Theater Evie and see Carson on the stream. And thank you already commenting on the new sort of camera setup here. We have continue to improve the Blue Box streaming experience. Still have a little couple tweaks we want to do, but I think the addition of the board camera here, which lets us see a little bit more of the actual miniature table, which we do use quite a bit. We have some pretty cool scenes and setups that we do. But then also, we've got a little bit better mounting for some of these cameras. We now have, if you didn't notice last time, we have our chat bot live, all kinds of cool commands that you can launch. We've got an experience point system that fires off, and I'll probably repeat some of this a little bit later once we have some more viewers on. An experience point system that logs your time and your participation. There's some mini games that you can play. Just some really, really cool stuff. I'm going to give a couple of shout outs. We had some folks that joined us last time. We had Stump the Druid as a Tier 1 subscriber last time. Again, big shout out to Stump. Thank you so much. And he had some good commentary on the stream. And then we also got a follow from Roll High or Die a few hours ago. So that's actually good counsel. You better roll high or die. And then, as always, we have some of our awesome folks like Ukador, Loot Die Repeat. They help host and stream the channels. Ultras Miniatures, who I mention each time. They're working on minis for our setup here. And then we had a couple other folks that I wanted to give a quick shout out to. We had Sakul, how do I pronounce that?
Just say Sakul.
Sakuda, DRXX, who followed yesterday. Torak Bones followed yesterday, and also Squishy the Assassin, who by the way has one of my favorite usernames. And Squishy has also been active on our new Discord server. So we do have a Discord server set up to kind of help the community keep the process of communicating and the sort of engagement with Blue Box even when we're not online and not streaming. So shout out to all of those. We got some cool stuff we're going to do today. We're going to have a giveaway that we'll be doing a little bit later in the day. We've got a cool set of dice. If you follow us on Instagram, you saw these sweet metal dice. I'll show them to you in a little bit that we'll be doing a giveaway on today. And then we'll do some Q&A during one of our breaks. And our PCs, of course, they ended the session last time in a somewhat interesting position. So with that said, why don't we get started with a what happened last time. That'll be especially helpful for Prewin, who was not with us last time. What happened in our last session? There was a lot.
We found an underground tunnel in the glassworks.
Well, there was something before that, right?
We found a Mako.
Yeah, we did.
We
We
killed
found
Mako's
her
brother.
brother, and then we
Yeah.
killed him.
That was downstairs in the tunnel.
Then
That was before the
Thovin
tunnel.
decided to
Mako's room had
rip
the tunnel in it.
the arrows out of
Okay.
her breasts,
Glassworks.
and she then fell and went unconscious. And then Thovin decided he was going wild, just to say the least. He reached for my neck, then hit Ray, so I hit him with the frost bomb. Knocked him unconscious. So half our party was unconscious based off friendly fire. And then once they woke up, we went down this passageway and we found a way literally outside. But then we kept going, we went the other way. And as we were walking that way, we kept hearing like wrath, sin, and lust whispers in the little passageway, and then we killed these two demons. They're really ugly looking, and now we're like listening outside of a door. Actually, I think she just burst through the door for some reason.
Yeah.
And
Well, there's just a little more happened to. So yeah, you found a Mako, you found Suto, you killed Suto, you found on Suto's person a diary, So let's just spend a moment because I think it's good to refresh. There were some important details in that diary, especially for our viewers that are popping in the first time. In fact, if you want to pop those out, what are some of the things that you saw in these diary pages?
Basically the entire plan.
Nualia
Oh yeah.
was the priest's daughter, but apparently she was a part of the fire because now she's turning herself into a succubus.
What's a
Demon.
Succubus is a demon like lady who like messes with women's heads, men's heads, and like makes them do what they want. So basically, all women.
Hey, Squishy the Assassin, Sokodex, good to see you both. Squishy already gave you the shout out for the best username on the channel. So you're looking here at the diary that they found on the body of Suto. Now, they're talking about Nualia. As a reminder, Nualia was the Azamar that was raised here in Sandpoint, and her beauty was so distracting that it actually was almost a curse to her. She was not treated normally by anyone. She was either a subject of jealousy or lust, and so she grew more and more isolated in the village. Father Tobin had taken her in. You learned all of this in your first day or two inside of Sandpoint. Father Tobin had taken her in as his ward, and then of course she was presumed to have perished in the fire which burned the old church. And of course the cathedral, the construction of the new cathedral was the initial thing that you saw when you came here to Sandpoint. Some of you were here specifically for that consecration of the new cathedral. So you understood that she was dead, but then after the goblin raid, you found that Father Tobin's grave had been raided when you took a trip to the cemetery, right next to Nualia's grave, which had not been touched. Now you find from these journal notes that not only was Nualia alive, but she was an object of obsession for Suto, and he is apparently assisting her in some way as she's attempting to make the transformation from a celestial to an infernal, which is a bizarre desire. You also see all the plans were laid out for how they would attack the city of Sandpoint, how they would distract them. I'm also going to read here a journal entry. It's good for all of you and also for the streamers. Suto's own hand here writes in the notes where he's got the different schemes and plans set up for the village. He says, Rip Nugget seems to favor the overwhelming land approach. Now, Rip Nugget, that's a name you've heard before. That was a name.
The hero of a hero goblin.
By Shalelu, the ranger, who had spoken with you a few sessions ago. She went over the various leaders of the goblins, and she had mentioned Rip Nugget as a leader of the Thistlewood goblins. And so, but he said he didn't think it was the best plan. We should get the Quasit's aid. So he referenced a Quasit. Send her freaks up from below via the smuggler's tunnel. In my father's glassworks, the smaller but more focused stripes. The rest except Bruthazimus, that's another name you recognize. Bruthazimus was the goblin hero that was mentioned as actually having a hobgoblin father. So not being pure goblin. He's the bugbear. I got that right, it's mixed up. He's the bugbear. And I'm pretty sure that the bugbear is just being contrary to annoy me. My lover's too distracted with the lower chambers to make a decision. Says that wants Malfeshnikors released, and under her command, we don't need to worry about being subtle. I hope she's right. And of course, underneath it, the picture of Nualia saying, take me, Suto. So those were the notes that you found in his diary. Then you went down below, and in that first area that you found, there was a statue. And that statue, and I'll put the mini back up that I used last time, was described by
The what was?
Your name. Ixen.
Oh, Ixen.
Was described by Ixen on Instagram as looking like a succubus. That's only because I'm using a mini that's the wrong mini. It's actually not a succubus-looking creature. This statue that you saw is a beautiful but ferocious-looking woman with a snarl of disfigurement and rage on her face. She was clad in elaborate robes and weaponry, clearly someone of command, and you found something on her. What'd you find?
We found it.
A dagger.
I have that.
Who found it?
You found
I
it.
found
and
it.
gave it to
I
me.
gave it to him.
Okay, and this was not just any dagger, it's a ranseur, right? It's a long dagger that has a curved hand-protecting handle on the back of it. And when you took it off and you felt the immediate balance, it's like a perfectly weighted piece of masterwork blade. So then lastly, getting us up to speed, there were 2 exits from this room besides the one you came through. There was a door on the north side, and there was a passageway heading to the east.
Mm-hmm.
You elected, Ixon, to investigate the door, and you did so by sending Ray. So you sent little Ray up to the door,
That's what happened.
and you opened the handle of the door very, very slowly. I think you described it as taking a minute just to turn the handle all the way to be as silent as possible. And then once the door had creaked open, you sent Ray, who shook with fear, but soldiered on bravely, through the crevice that had been opened in the door, and he snuck into the darkness. Once he had snuck into the darkness, those voices that you had heard chattering on the other side of the door grew still. There was a moment of quiet.
And then Ray came
And
in
then you
screaming.
heard, and Ray comes darting, his little form sprinting back through the crevice in the door. Arathi stepped forward, thrusts the door open. Ray stops, skids underneath Ixon's feet, and grabs hold of his leg. And we begin their initiative.
Oh, great.
Well, what would you guys have liked me to done? I think it's best if we bust through the door. Like, they already know we're here. 15.
Initiative, this one?
Yes.
19.
Plus.
30.
Do you have your dice?
I got a 14. She got a 15.
Do you have your dice?
I got 19.
6.
Oh.
Will my sword will my sword do more damage or will it do the same amount?
As what? As the...
As the previous.
They don't
You don't
have
know.
to.
Okay. Sounds good.
What was your
15.
15. All right, so let me go back here and make sure I got these because you gave them to me out of order. 14, 15, 15, 19, 6. Okay. Even as Ray sprints away, again, you see these 2 creatures. One looks identical to the one you had seen before. Ghastly, gangly armed creature. Sores and pustules. It shambles forward, muttering vile curses and the names of vices. Behind it, you see an even taller creature that looks similar,
Oh, God.
and yet with wings. Arathi, they attack.
They attack already?
Oh.
I'm scared. I'm gonna go.
Real quick, so I can just do this one time on the stream. Let's go around and give
What do you
me
have?
your armor class, your perception, and for you, I need your armor class, perception, and stealth. Go.
My armor class is a 12. Quite the sturdy alchemist. And my perception is a 19.
Armor class is
14.
14.
And then your perception.
Okay, well, we're getting that. Yours?
My armor class is a 17. My perception, I think it's only a +2. I think something's wrong, but
Okay.
for now it's a 2.
And what's yours?
My armor class is a 14, my perception's a +7, and my stealth is a +8.
Okay, I was on the wrong character. I do not have a 19 perception at a 3rd level.
That makes
I
more
have
sense.
I have a 7 perception. She has a 10 perception.
Yeah.
Okay, and yours?
15 armor class and a +4 perception.
Excellent. Thank you sorry for a bit of administration there during the middle of combat, but that'll save us time later. The first creature shambles towards you. Massive, misshapen claws swing. Spittle flies from its mouth. The first attack misses. You feel a claw scrape across your armor. Makes a screeching sound like nails on a chalkboard. The second swing hits. You feel the claw bites through in the joints of your armor right underneath the edge of the bottom side of the pauldron. You take 6 points of damage. The one in the back tries to crowd forward, but it's stuck in the way. You see it opens its mouth and it spits at you.
Oh, nice. It's taking my adhesive spittle.
You duck out of the way, and you see spit falls at your feet and sizzles on the ground like acid. All right. So only Arathi can do a melee attack because you're stuck in the doorway. Anyone else can do ranged attack or spells, but just like that other one is stuck behind, everyone is bottlenecked at that doorway. So, Arathi.
Okay. I already did Smite Evil, didn't I?
Yes, you did. And while you're figuring that out, because you're in the doorway, I'm letting you go. You actually have initiative, so what do you want to do?
Oh man, I guess I'll step up into the doorway if I can, and then I'll try and get a basic. Actually, I'll just step up into the doorway. That's probably what I'll do because I can't get an attack.
That's what I'm saying. Like the way, like you got a person swinging a sword in a small doorway here.
Acrobatic check.
You could throw a dagger. You could try to do something really risky.
I'm just gonna.
I have daggers.
What
Jump
if I
over
take
her.
a step back?
Jump over her.
Oh, but then they'll come out.
Can I just wait? I guess.
Yes.
Because I don't wanna do anything risky. I guess I'll just wait it out.
Okay.
I'll
All
wait
right.
for
You
you
just
to
wait.
move.
All right. Your attack, Arathi.
Okay.
Hey, for the stream, does the audio? I know you said it sounds great, but are you able to hear the players and the music at the same time? Is it working for you on the stream?
I missed. Can I step back?
You can step back.
5
but
plus what though?
6.
Oh.
you have 2. So yeah. So that, but you conducted a physical positive attack. Next round, if you want to try to back up and defend, you can. If you just step back now, you'll provoke an attack of opportunity.
Darn.
Charge.
Question: is lay on the hands? Can I do that like right now?
Yeah,
myself?
on yourself. Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Swift
I'm
action.
gonna do that. No!
Oh!
Dad, that can't count.
I am DM Neuromancer to you, young lady. All right. So now we come around to
I'm gonna die.
pre-win.
You're fine.
Alright,
Trust me, I've been more
I'm
close to
all
death
the way
than
back
you
there.
You killed me once.
So do I have room to throw some fireballs or anything?
Yeah, I
Well,
did.
you have room to throw a fireball. You will assuredly
fireball?
fricassee everyone in front of you.
Fricassee.
You know what you have.
What about
Yeah.
your little wolf pup? Did you send him in there?
I have some. Okay, I could do a wolf. No, I need to do something bigger than a wolf. Let's see.
Did she call down acid rain?
Can't she make a fireball explode like here?
Yeah,
doesn't
throw
have a
in one.
fireball.
I'll do
She does.
entangle.
Doesn't have fireball.
Yeah, entangle this
Wait,
guy.
it said I have fury fire.
No, that
Yeah, it's
that just
different.
outlines
Oh.
your players.
Yeah,
it doesn't
just
do any
out-
damage.
Like fireball is a pretty powerful third level
okay,
spell.
okay.
And yeah.
Okay, I'll just entangle.
Okay, you do what?
Entangle.
Okay, all right.
Entangle.
Remind me of the DC on that. So you're 10.
DC.
15.
What's it?
15.
15. You see blackened tentacles sprout up from the cobblestone ground and wrap around, entwining the feet of both of these creatures in place. Cade. No. Ixon.
All
Sorry,
right,
Kate.
I'm going to throw a flask inside.
He hits you with this. This is even
All right.
bad.
Another one.
Whoa!
Oh!
Dice suck.
The one. All right, roll
I thought
confirmation
you were
of
rolling. You rolled all the
fumble.
20s out of them.
I think it's gonna hit her.
Well, it's depends.
Didn't fumble. 15 plus 6.
Okay. You hurl it. You just throw it with like you're way too excited. Adrenaline has overcome you. You fling this bottle. It streaks past Arathi's head, past the first creature, through the wings of the second creature, and explodes. Hissing on the far wall, doing no damage. Okay.
I take my daggers out too.
False. I do damage to the wall.
Alright, I take my daggers out.
And you.
I know I sound like somebody say out.
All right.
You don't have daggers. You have a sword.
No, I had those two
Oh, she
small
does have
daggers.
dagger. Yes. All right. So you take out 2 daggers, and you're gonna throw both daggers.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Now, you
She's
don't-
entangled!
you know,
Arr!
remember,
She's
remember,
wrapped
remember, Horatio.
she is indeed. Of course, you don't have 2-weapon attacks. And
I don't?
So this
And
is going to be really
offhand.
interesting.
So
you got an offhand. with
Probably
your-
minus 4 and minus 8.
But that's all right. Let's see what happens.
Minus 4 and minus 8.
You're first.
I better not.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, roll your
Fumble?
second.
Oh,
Okay.
no. We'll both miss.
All right. You pull out. You realize as you're doing this, you've never really thrown 2 daggers at the same time before. It seemed like such a good idea in the moment. As you fling them, one goes off sideways, slams into the wall. The other one goes end over end, thunks Arathi in the back, but fortunately handle first. You just feel a thump on the back of your
Oh, Randy, you're just in the line of fire.
initiative.
Why can no one hit them?
Because you're in front of the
Floor.
Hey, I got him.
Yeah, you did.
Hey, can you hand
Oh
us
my
those
gosh.
dice over there? We need some for 16.
16 here, yes.
Oh, actually, I'm gonna start using this as my
Oh,
DC.
there! That's what I needed
Here.
the last time.
Roll that.
21.
16 plus
Okay.
30, 19.
19.
Okay.
10.
Okay.
18 or 16. Sorry.
16. All right. Reminder: anybody on the stream, you can give a donation. You can give like potions. You can give a D6 addition to any roll. If at some point you feel they're actually in mortal danger, you can contribute.
If somebody wants to be my favorite little
Or
lover.
can I use this?
All right.
Dramatic effect.
Oh, because it's cut.
Alrighty.
It's cut wrong.
What's wrong
Hey,
with that?
she just asked why can't she use this dice?
The
The cursed dice.
Yeah, that one actually is a
I don't want a
malformed die.
cursed one.
Kate, you're
We
first.
want this in the
Arr! Oh, I'm still back there.
Oh wait,
I don't have my daggers.
how
You
many
threw 'em, right?
do I even have? Oh, I have 5
Ooh,
bombs
I
left.
know what I'm gonna do.
Well, what do I do now?
Wait, who goes first? Who going to?
While Kate is gripped with indecision, Arathi.
No, she got 19.
I got 21.
I got a very
16.
low one.
No.
16, but then I added.
Oh,
I
I
added
didn't
Not,
hear you say that.
it's her, then me.
All right. Is there any way I can like scoot past somebody and like?
You can knock her out of the way.
All right, I knock her out of the way and I go in with my swashbuckler.
You are the swashbuckler.
Oh, I go in with my swashbuckler sword.
Cade
He's a spittle.
steps forward. Suddenly, Arathi, you're struck from the side. Now, roll d20, roll d20.
Hey, where can I see the animals?
4. I'm on a land. I'm on a hill.
Where can I find
You,
the animals?
you come up, you bump Arathi. You find that she is
I'm
incredibly.
strong. No.
She is
Oh, she's a
she is
paladin.
quite strong, very and she was in a strong battle base. You did succeed in knocking her off balance though, so she is compromised on her next attack, but she is not cleared from the doorway. Boom! You kind of bump into her. You stagger.
Throw
in
the man
mid-swing.
down! Crap!
You see Kate bump you and then swing his sword.
God.
His sword barely misses your feet as it slams into the ground.
Cade.
I
Nixon.
suck!
She
No,
already
Freeman,
threw
Freeman.
a dagger in my back.
I'll go.
Golly.
Ah! Like a build sucking rat!
The die is cast.
Ah!
So
What'd you throw?
what's your
Oh, I didn't even say what I was doing.
Oh, I just.
Oh, okay. Actually, I'm gonna put.
No. You roll.
I-
You were doing
No.
your
You should've said that,
No,
you
no. Okay,
should've
you're
said
done.
that.
All right, pre-win.
Okay, I'm gonna summon nature's ally. What's his skill?
Dwarf to more correctly notes crap is less effective than you think.
Did I do a viper?
Just do a fire.
It might work better right now!
I will do a fire beetle.
Okay, a fire beetle. So
Hey!
pre-win.
Do I need to roll or anything?
No, pre-win. You hear her speak words to nature in her gnomish tongue, and you see a little glow behind the back of the two creatures, and you see something scurrying on the ground. I have him here somewhere. Hang on.
Fire in the hole!
That's all I was. Never mind. Your salsa.
Your beetle appears behind the bat creature. All right. Ixon.
Gonna do something.
Tobin. Well, is there a pathway cleared to the doorway?
No, the doorway is now clogged by two who are clearly going to be less
I'm
effective.
pulling out my hidden blade that I have, and I'm gonna try and throw it at this first monster. Let me see my feet.
Thovin gonna thread the needle with a dagger. All right.
Oh gosh.
A fumble here would be catastrophic.
All right, go ahead, roll.
Yikes. All right.
I just rolled 19 and 20.
Oh.
5 plus. Oh, I guess I don't really have it. Or is it just base attack?
No, yeah, no, you get a dex. But you throw the dagger, and you're being careful because you don't want to hit a Wraithie or Cade. You thread it over a Wraithie's right shoulder, but it just sails wide, doing nothing. A Wraithie.
This is just not
You're knocked off balance. You see Cade's sword slam next to your foot. This slavering creature bears down on you. Its feet are stuck. but
Can
it's
I
lean.
just take my sword and just run through him?
So you're doing a piercing attack. All right, so you take your blade, jostle off balance. Ah!
No, she's trying to like
I'm
run
running.
into
I'm like
the door.
it's like I'm like tackling
Oh.
him, but with my sword.
So you're gonna like throw
Clear
yourself
the
into
doorway.
the creature to clear the doorway. Okay. Roll d20.
Oh gosh.
Oh
That
my
was
god.
close. Oh, not a fumble though.
All right. So
what is it?
So you,
Okay, we all need a dice.
Yeah, we need to,
Hey,
like,
everybody
grab our
trade
dice.
You,
dice.
Arathi,
Team.
you were gathered for this move already. You knew you needed to clear this doorway. You grabbed your sword. As you got ready to rush forward, you felt the jostle from Cade. Your first step, the sword slams at your feet. You try to pull away from it. You stumble. You fall right into the creature's arms. Your sword is batted away. You're now tangled in the midst of the tentacle, not like out of your hand.
Not a one.
Like in your, but
I
like
was
knocked
about
out
to
of
be
the way.
mad. I was about to be mad.
and the creature just embraces you.
Wait, I didn't fumble though, so that doesn't make sense. Why would I be so punished?
No, it's a combination of what you were doing, which is a rush, right? You're doing like a charge basically instead of an attack. And then he jostled you right as you were doing it, coupled with your low roll. It's not a fumble.
Wall of dagger
it's a
hits you in
bad
the back.
situation. You're not stunned. You're not losing your weapon. You just are now in a bad combat situation.
Terrible.
You feel the claws rake across your back. One of them gets underneath the backside of your breastplate.
Can we pan in on her face?
You take 6 points of damage. Freeman, would you do me a huge favor? Would you go upstairs, the Nest controller up there, drop it down to like 68.
I'm unconscious, so I'm out of the way
Degrees.
now.
You're
Yeah.
You know, I'm not
unconscious?
talking
You're
about
unconscious already?
Oh.
Oh, the pally is
Blimey.
down.
Blimey!
You see, Arathi crumples to the creature's feet. Initiative.
Oh, Ray, you gotta do something, man.
Ray is clinging to the back of your ankle.
That's not fair.
Oh my gosh. 5.
21.
Bro. 9. What is wrong with my... Okay,
These dice are sucking it.
is this cut right? Alright, I rolled not... You want me to roll initiative?
Teamwork. Gross. The hug of slimy death.
Here, roll initiative. 13.
Okay.
Not too bad.
All right. Thovin, you see your opportunity as Arathi falls down into the black tentacles that are writhing around this creature's feet.
I guess I go for honestly any sort of attack can get on this first guy.
Okay. So
Jump on top of the valley.
you step forward and you kind of reach over and swing.
Try and swing. 18.
Nice!
3, so
That's a hit.
We have our first hit.
Huzzah!
What?
Roll damage.
Oh, sorry. D6, right?
Yeah.
5.
Okay.
Plus
Your strength bonus.
Plus my strength, so that's plus 3, so 8.
Okay. All right. You feel your blade slice. A bit of rotted entrail spills out, and the stench grows in the room. The creature reaches over the paladin and swipes at you. It's a bit distant, but its arms are longer than yours are, even with your sword. This long hand just comes out and tries to smack you in the head. You duck the first one. The second one comes down to slap you on the head. You spin back the other way in the doorway.
Seems like
Both
everyone's
attacks
rolling
miss.
bad, even the DM.
All right.
Phew.
Freeman,
Well, at least he's not.
you see your
rolling
beetle
low.
crawls on the leg of the bat creature and begins biting. You see little bits of saliva, glowing saliva.
Okay. Now I make a move.
Now you make a move.
Alright, I'm going to attack with my dagger, because I have a big dagger, remember?
Okay, but we're in the same sort of situation we were in before.
Okay.
You've got Arathi's body there. Now you've got
There's not
Thovin
room.
standing in the doorway. Now you're a gnome. You're very small. If you wanted to slip off to the side and try to get in, you could.
I don't know.
But that's a chaotic
Okay, I know what
situation
I
in that
think.
doorway.
Okay,
What about your fire?
I think I have an idea. Let me see. Okay. I don't know where it's at, but it's like I can pass without them seeing me, and I want to get behind it all.
Pass without trace.
Pass without trace. Let me
I
see
want to
that.
get on
That's.
this side.
I think that's more for outdoors.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Shrubs.
Yeah. That's not going to work in this sort of
I already
setting.
summoned my monster thing. Let's see.
Throw flowers.
Oh,
Let's just have the
I
beetle
missed that.
attack.
I
Just
can do
have
it.
the beetle attack.
Beetle
It's
attack.
Beetle's already attacked.
Okay, I'll
Well, he didn't do very much.
go
did
while
he?
she's.
What
thinking
else could I do?
Okay.
You gotta look at it outside of
All right.
outside of this.
Dixon.
All right, I'll try throwing another flask, hopefully to avail this time. Yes!
But isn't he holding?
20. Isn't he
holding
what?
her?
No,
it dropped to the
she's
ground.
collapsed.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's a crit. How do you even have crit for splash weapons?
Hit him in the face.
Well, yes, actually, I do have a system for
Should
that.
I
Go
use
ahead.
mine?
Yeah, you can do that.
Alright, I'm gonna produce flame.
All right, here we go.
Okay. All right.
20.
Okay. Roll your damage.
That's lame. What's 11.
Okay. You throw your flask. Just as the creature. How do you want to do this?
Okay. Alright.
Feet that I can pick up.
So I pull out a flask and I throw it, and it hits him directly square in the face. And as it hits him in the face, you see a bunch of liquid seep into his mouth and then explodes, and his brain explodes all over the wall.
Is he dead from there?
Creature falls down, slumps on top of Arathi.
Ew.
Oh.
Oh, you're having some nasty liquids all
Yeah.
over you right now.
Yeah.
All right, Cade.
Do we have something else we need to kill?
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
that
guy.
large winged one standing behind.
Stop with the feet.
You're in my space.
So am I close to him?
So no, you're not. And there's now two bodies in the doorway.
I grab the bodies out of the doorway.
Okay, so you run forward and what? You're gonna grab Arathi?
Yes.
I'm annoyed.
Okay, you grab Arathi by the ankles, pull. You're able to yank her from underneath the body of the sin spawn. The blackened tentacles that are still gripping the creature are not gripping Arathi. They're just kind of writhing around her. You pull her out from underneath.
So the doorway is clear. No one step into the doorway.
The creature in the back, you see it stomps down on the fire beetle.
Can it stomp though? It's entangled.
How can it be entangled if it's flying?
No, it wasn't flying. It just has wings. It's not
Oh.
actually flying.
Okay.
As it lifts up its foot, the vines wrapping around it, it can't stomp, and the fire beetle just continues to gnaw away at its leg. Initiative.
11.
I got my one out of the way.
4.
Yay.
5.
17.
4.
5.
11.
You
The
got our
creature
ones out of the way.
in the back opens its mouth again, sees Thovin, it spits acid at you.
I'm unconscious.
Thovin, with remarkable dexterity, again ducks out of the way and finds himself standing by the doorway. The spittle flies harmlessly onto the ground.
Hey.
Ixon.
Alright, I'm going to do my Frost Bomb, which is a special Frost Flask, sorry.
But you threw at me.
Yeah, so this does additional damage and has the possibility to freeze.
Thovin knows how powerful this thing is.
7 plus 14.
Okay, so you feel like it's not that great a throw, but the creature, bound as it is, can't move. It strikes.
Yeah. Pre-win. Okay. So
You see frost flies.
18 points of damage, and he has to make a DC 16 saving throw, or he's frozen, or stunned. But I like it, he's frozen.
As I said, you see the frost crystals cover the creature, also entomb the fire beetle in frost as well. You see its little light go out, and the creature is it's stunned. You see it trying to break through the ice.
Wait, I stunned your beetle? Her beetle?
Yeah, you killed her beetle.
Oh, did I stun the other?
Yeah,
oh,
you
I
just
stunned.
said he's stunned.
Okay.
All right,
as long as both of them are stunned, it's okay.
Kate.
He did his job. Rest
Am I attacking?
Well, you can run past Ixon through the doorway or Thovin, because where Thovin dodged out of the way, he's opened the doorway.
Alright, run through that door.
You see the pirate. Arr! He runs and sprints, leaps the sin spawn, catches his foot.
Wait, 10 isn't a bad roll.
Wait, yeah. What's your to hit bonus?
Yeah, and he's frozen and stunned. So like
Oh, yeah.
10 plus your strength plus 3.
yeah.
Or no, 2, because you're level 2.
I
12 plus your strength.
was seeing if I could do a different, use one of my feats, but I can't.
She's so used to the other campaign
know,
where you
yeah.
have to do like 15 rolls every time.
Attack bonus is 5.
Okay, so 15.
15.
That hits.
Alright! Huzzah!
Roll
Alright.
damage.
Kate
10?
leaps over,
No, I doubt it.
No,
bringing his blade down.
D8.
D8.
D8. That's a D10.
That's a 10. Use an 8.
Oh.
8 looks like 2 pyramids stuck
There
together.
we go.
After all.
Dang it!
Add your strength.
Plus your strength.
I've done a ton of damage.
6.
6.
6 points total. Cade leaps over. All right, Cade, what does it look like? Cade brings his sword down. The creature is frozen. As it strikes, you see its arm just lops completely off, brittle. Blood spurts out from the creature, and it
Well, I didn't know I killed
falls
it.
over on the ground.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why he said,
What?
how do you
Yeah.
want to do
Oh.
it?
Great job.
You're supposed to... You just lost XP on that.
Well,
Dun, 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 poof.
I didn't know I
Dead.
killed it.
Okay. And the fire
Now I know
beetle
what that means.
vanishes.
Sorry.
Well, he was already...
I go and I inspect the demons and I start smelling the spit that they spit out, and then I take some
I loot the big
for
one.
myself.
Why? Why are you
Wing
always
bees.
eating stuff?
Okay. I think somebody, maybe Chris Carson on the stream made a call on that was going to happen.
No,
so.
I mean, why not?
Well done. All right, so you see immediately some of the party goes into scavenge mode, even as Orethi lays cold on the stone floor.
Dead, guys.
I don't-
I'm dead
I don't
right
have
now.
any potions.
I don't need
Ixon starts scraping some of the acid spittle that's still on the ground into a glass flask. You see Thovin starts rummaging, looking for some sort of value. These creatures are rank, stench-filled embodiments of sin. There's nothing valuable or worthwhile on either one of them. It's revolting even to touch them.
Do they have any teeth?
They do in fact have teeth, and they have long black claws.
I take a tooth from each of them and I put it in my pouch of teeth.
That's gross.
Put it in your inventory.
Can you imagine crunching a tooth out of one of those?
Yeah, you
What are these
snap.
called?
You don't know.
Okay, so just say
You
random
called- you
teeth.
said-
I did, but you know that's kind of like an OOC. You don't know what they're actually called.
Wow.
Well, how do we suppose we're gonna get a Wraithy off the ground over here?
Good question.
No.
I go into the next room and I search and see what's in the room and I feel the walls.
All right, so you move into the room, and as you look in the room, you see that
Little Pre, can you do anything to help our friends?
I can help her. I cure light wounds.
okay. So you see
That's what the
the gnome walks over, and she kneels down, places her hands on Wraithy, mutters a prayer in gnomish tongue. Roll.
Oh, hi.
7.
6.
Plus
Ooh,
2,
nice.
8.
You
Oh,
get
nice.
eight hit points of healing back.
Thank you.
You see Wraithy. You roll over. You're not quite sure exactly what happened, but you see the gnome just looking at you, smiling.
Thank you.
Ray.
Good job.
Ray scrabbles up your back. Ixon jumps onto your shoulder and pats you on the back of the neck.
You've got to get some courage, little buddy. I'm tired of you messing up my throws by clinging to my neck.
He drops his head. The hand he was using to pat you on the back of the neck just falls.
So sad.
Get Scampers back up in tears.
So you see, as you look around now, you actually have a chance to take the surroundings in. The ceiling of this strangely cold chamber, you feel a chill in here, arches up to a vaulted height, nearly 20 feet above you. It's the tallest that you've seen since you've come down into these underground catacombs. You see that there is, it was obviously once a prison, as exemplified by the 24 cells that line the walls all across that back side there. So I don't have any visual representation, but all on that edge and the back edge of that wall, you see cells. And then you see what you have walked out on is actually kind of a rickety wooden platform that overlooks the room, and you see flights of stairs coming down here to the right into a passageway that goes this direction.
I start walking towards.
Not yet.
Oh, stopping my tracks.
Don't we need healing in this?
In this way.
In the people?
Oh, we need him in this.
That's what.
Should we rest?
Are you feeling whole, matey? Yo.
I go snuggle up in one of the cells.
Okay, you walk over. You find as you're looking in the cells, you see several of them have desiccated skeletons in them.
Yeah, throw them out.
You do find an empty one. When you pull on it, it's locked, but you look at it's a rudimentary lock.
I try and lockpick it.
Okay.
Do I roll d20?
Uh-huh.
20.
Okay.
Save those for other times.
You pull out your lock picks, and just like the moment you put them in, it snaps open. You feel quite impressed with yourself as you open the gate and you go. You see there actually it's a rank, but there is some straw matting on the floor, and so Bovin goes inside and lays down on some nasty rancid straw.
Don't we have sleeping bags? We definitely have.
Who's the worst time to roll a 20, man?
I know.
What's everyone else doing?
Is
Is everyone in the room? If so, move your figures in there.
I lay out my alchemy set, and then this time you see he pulls
You
out
want to put yourself behind
some of
you?
the acid,
Right here.
and he touches it just a little bit, and then drinks a little bit of it, and then he starts doing the same thing with a little bit of poisons to build up a resistance to the poisons.
Okay.
Freak.
The acid that you're talking about, the stuff you just found on the floor, you put a touch of it on your
No,
tongue?
the poisons.
Oh, you said the acid.
No, well, I meant the poisons.
Oh,
I meant poisons. I swear, poisons.
Okay,
You see him
okay,
touching
okay.
poisons to his mouth, and then to gain a resistance. to that.
I do not have.
If he put that on his tongue, would he lose it? No.
It would have not been good.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna pick that one too. I must remember that. But I do not have a blanket.
Hey, congrats to Squishy the Assassin surviving our first arena combat. Well done, sir.
Huzzah!
All right, what's everyone else doing?
Are we resting here?
Are you asking me?
Are we resting here?
No, we are not.
How are you
Oh,
feeling,
see, I'm already
matey?
Schlump got over in the corner.
How are you feeling?
I said we look around
Punk.
more. I'm looking around more.
Okay. You continue to look around the room. You
Weren't
see
you dead a minute ago?
much as I described. It's with sadness. You see figures that are dead in these cells, and some of them you can see that their bodies had arms that were twisted at odd angles. As you move to one of the cells, you actually see the body of a little gnome man. He's been dead some time now, eyes sunken in, and he's had all of his fingernails ripped off.
Okay, so it's a torture place. They tortured people here.
I go back in this room and I look around some more.
Okay.
It's very surprising. Demons torturing. Never would have thought.
You walk back into the other room. It feels ominous just to be around that raging statue that just dominates the center of the room. And then as you look around, you almost get the sense the statue is, maybe it's your imagination, but the fact that it's missing its dagger, you can almost feel its anger. You look down the passageway and it just extends into the darkness this direction, and then there's the door you came through to get down here.
Oh, there's a passageway.
Yes, that's why I said, do you need any healing, mate?
Leland, do you have any more healing?
Let me check.
If we sleep,
I don't
you'll
know.
be all back to normal.
I don't know if I'm ready to sleep yet.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I'm pretty ready to sleep.
I mean,
Oh, I healed him, by the
I
way.
can only
I'm
use
already
it once.
sleeping.
Okay.
Okay, well, while he's sleeping, I go up
Okay,
and heal
all right,
him.
you walk over, you lay hands on
Do I
him. Go ahead.
have?
No, you wasted too many spells.
I'm not using that one.
You
Should give me at
have
least
too many
5.
spells today.
Okay.
Yeah, you only get
4.
Oh, please.
We're on stream.
I know.
Wait, what
Grab-
just
she gave him a
happened?
little nipple twister.
Oh, okay. All right. At Blue Box, we do not condone nipple twisting of party members. I just want to be clear about that.
Oh, I was wondering.
All right. I think we should just rest for the night and
Wait,
continue
can I
along
do
this
any more?
passageway.
Like, no?
No.
Okay.
I
Has she
think-
used them all?
So you just
I was just wondering, I don't know what
you don't feel like you're ready to truly rest yet.
I
It's
know.
only been an hour and a half since you rested.
Let's go down this hallway.
Didn't we come from there?
No, we came from here.
She is correct.
That's why I'm the leader. I walk out.
I feel
We're
restless.
not going down the stairs?
I feel restless and wait and get back up.
Feeling nicely healed.
No.
Oh, so we're not resting. Okay.
Who could rest in
Should
a
we
place like
Oh,
that?
I feel so good.
Prewin asks the salient question: who could rest in a place like this?
I.
You are evil. I'm just joking.
Maybe just a little.
Okay, I'm seriously walking towards that hallway right now.
All right, you hear the footsteps. You're the paladins.
How about we don't do that here?
So, we're just gonna say no to this passageway, and
Yes,
we're just
because-
gonna go back to where.
Yes, as I'm leaving, I tell them to close the door behind them.
All right. You walk down the hallway there.
Just walking away from.
And you hear
Follow me.
Oh no.
the rippling of water up ahead.
Is she by herself?
Apparently.
Well,
You step
I
down
hear
the
that,
corridor.
and I turn around because I thought my party was following
I
me.
follow.
Yeah, I'll follow.
I
I'll
started
follow
singing
you.
I
with
told
her.
them. I
We
told
were
them that
following.
we want.
Okay.
I
I
wanted
was
to
following.
go
I
down
said,
Remember, I said we're not resting.
Oh, she told me to be
Okay,
quiet.
right. So move your minis here, right? So I have the visual representation. Oh, Thovin, you got off your straw mats.
I got back up. I heard.
He
I
said
was-
that
I
too.
felt restless.
All right. Is Ixen following or no?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and grab your.
I said,
Oh, darn it.
I think it should be.
I heard
Okay.
people leaving me.
You
Shut up.
walk down the hallway and you hear moaning sounds sort of reverberating in the distance and the splashing of water. As you get closer, you see it opens up into a small circular room. Water ripples quietly in a circular stone pool lined with skulls, and smears of what look like blood mar the pool's rim in places.
Okay, you do a perception check and see what you see.
I'll do it.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
You rolled
but
another
Dad,
20.
he rolled a 20.
That's why I do it. See, because like again, if he rolls a 20 and I tell him you don't see anything, then he knows there's nothing there because he rolled a 20. There's no way your character would actually know in real life. I have been so incredible with my surveillance skills, I could not possibly have missed anything. So there always has to be that sense of uncertainty. So, Thovin,
20.
I know. I guess.
Wasted another one, man.
as you look around, you note that the blood and the smell here smeared on those skulls looks and smells exactly like the blood from those creatures that you just killed.
Oh.
Oh, and also you see something ripple under the surface of the water.
Oh.
I don't think we should be in.
We gotta go. We gotta go.
I say we leave.
I say we
I
leave.
think there's some type of monster in here.
Alright, I walk
But-
out. I turn around.
But monsters means loot.
No. Monsters
It
mean
looks,
death.
It looks about the same. That we
Did you
just
find
fought.
anything on those other monsters besides teeth?
Yeah.
We gotta keep going
No.
until we find the loot.
Down the stairs we
There's
go.
loot.
Down the stairs.
Alright, well, we're
I'm
gonna
already
call
gone.
out all the monsters to us now.
Okay, Prewind turns and walks back out of the hallway.
She's out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow her as well.
Everyone starts sort of turning and peeling away.
So is it just like a small pool and there's still a walkway, or is it just like water?
There's like a pool of water ringed by skulls, and it looks like you can see the passageway continues a little further on the other side.
Don't be
Cowards,
tinted.
come back
Don't
here.
be tinted.
You really want to die tonight?
No, I want to kill evil.
I as well.
No.
I
All
start.
right, well, we're out.
I say.
I start
we have a
walking.
vote. I say we have a vote. I say.
I
I say
can
we
find
split
evil
up.
somewhere
Okay.
I
else.
say we split
there's
up.
That's
water.
a terrible idea.
You are drawn to
What
the
say
water.
our streamers?
They can't fix
Should
the
they
pirate
continue
ship.
down the corridor or should they head back to the prisoner area?
I'm going.
I'm going as well. I follow my paladin.
Arr,
No, I'm gonna
this
wait.
water is not the sea. It will not fit my ship.
I don't want to go alone. Who's going with me?
Prewind, come back.
All right.
Come on.
So
Let's
Prewind
go.
peels
We're
away.
Going?
I
we're
shouldn't
going.
have wasted healing
Dang it,
on you.
we're
Yeah.
going.
We're coming.
No,
What?
I don't want to.
I don't want to split up
I'm
from my
scared.
other party
No.
members.
as
I saw his face. We shouldn't go.
you step forward and you begin to walk around the sides of the pool, and you also see something.
I have my swords
I'm
out.
in the
I know.
I have my swords
Get
out.
that's large.
Swirls underneath
Can I try to
the
throw
water.
some at
I
it?
have my swords
No,
out. I'm ready.
You
No,
can do
leave it
whatever you want.
unprovoked for now.
Yeah.
I have my swords out ready.
That's
It's-
perfect. Just
it's-
leave it unprovoked so it can surprise the
Large Marge.
I have my
Something's gonna
sword.
jump out of
I
the
have my
pool.
swords
Rod.
ready.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just in the back because I ain't gonna.
My sword is
Stealth
ready.
work.
Mom, move your feet. I have my sword drawn and I just continue walking fastly.
All right. You
Yeah, you're taking over the table.
you kind of hasten past. You have just a bit of advice. C. Carson feels the party should be split up. To which he then responded and said, "Nothing bad ever happens when you split up. Rip Tiernal."
Told
So
ya.
you
Listen,
move down,
sir.
and as you walk further and further down the hallway, it grows darker and darker.
Can we plug Kane to be Sean on the stream too?
You feel the light quelling as you move forward, and it smells musty.
I still have my swords drawn. I'm ready for
I
anything.
have my sword drawn as
Oh.
well.
I have my flash drawn.
When we were back in the other room, I did pick up my
I hug Ray.
Okay, get off this chat, all right?
No, I didn't. Get on the chat.
Oh, really? You just did that?
Yes.
Oh,
Did
see,
what?
I didn't- yeah, because actually somebody said, Moody22, I said, did they pick up the daggers they threw? So I thought you saw it on the
No,
chat.
I didn't
Okay,
see it.
oh, good.
I hug Ray.
I didn't.
I know, I just said good.
Oh,
Oh, right.
Get off the tech.
I hug Ray.
oh my
Okay.
God.
Dagger that I threw.
You hug Ray and you feel he's just kind of stiff.
What?
And I give him a little pound in the head.
But you were looting bodies.
Don't
so
be
I
a
feel
little
like you were
whiny.
like-
Yeah.
See, so
He huffs.
I was looting bodies. Does that mean that I picked up my dagger or no?
I think that is a reasonable thing. I think, you know, it's a variable thing. In some circumstances, there may be things I would just assume your character would do. You don't tell me every time you take a breath, every time your heart beats, and I'm not suggesting picking up daggers are an autonomous function, but still, it's like a,
I feel like arrows are different. if it's, like, stuck in the
so I
body.
think I like the fact that you specifically called that out. But unless you tell me otherwise, I'm going to assume that you collect your daggers or thrown weapons afterwards.
I collect my daggers every time.
I give Ray a little shiny copper piece and see how he reacts to it.
Ray, he snatches it, you know, it's like this in his hands. He tucks it under his shirt. You see it bulging underneath his shirt. And he smiles at you. You now see as you move forward, you're actually, you're actually at the base of a stairwell that spirals upward and is caved in with giant rocks and stones. It's a dead end.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So there's nowhere to go from here?
Oh,
I
So,
think
I
Who's
searched the
right?
walls. I searched the
I
walls.
wanted to leave.
I searched the walls knowing there is another way out of here.
I'll
Would
get
you
another
like me to light a
perception check
torch?
as well.
Yes.
Wait, can we
I
walk
light
out
a
the door? Can we walk out the door? Back it up.
I shake my head.
Back it up. Back it up.
A torch flares to life.
Oh, I thought that was the
In
door.
array
opening.
these hands, and as you look around by the guttering torchlight, you see Ixen scrabbling against the walls, pushing and pressing.
But we came in a way. Can't we come out a way?
You don't find anything.
Yes, we can
It
leave.
looks like
but
this is
we're
a
trying to see if
stairwell
there's
that has
any
just collapsed.
I say
I
we
say
turn
run.
back because me and Prewin were
Run.
right.
Suddenly the paladin says, "Run!"
You
And she
fools!
turns and starts sprinting out of the room.
I follow.
I run.
And I'm at the back, so I'm not
I
first.
follow.
You hear her mailed feet clattering down the hallway.
Oh, great.
I zoom
Really?
by her.
I was already back there ready to run
I already
away.
left one time.
You sprint through the room with the pool. As you go streaking past it,
Die!
this sudden movement clearly
Oh my
attracted the
gosh.
creature in the
Oh,
water.
Oh,
You see a snake
I knew it.
blackened,
I'm scared of that.
With-
That's why I want to just get out of there.
giant
Are you
teeth
a paladin?
springs
I
out
throw-
of the water.
I throw the fire at it.
All right, you kind of like instinctively hurl your torch back at it.
I'm gonna get a head attack by this thing.
Oh my gosh.
as you throw your torch, it goes right past the snake, gutters in the pool,
Why didn't you let me roll?
putting the light out. I have a complex series of things I'm doing here. Now roll d20.
Right now?
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Oh, nice one.
You feel the snake latch on to your calf.
I slice it off.
Okay, you take 2 points of damage. Make a saving throw. Fortitude save, DC 15.
I'm good. I have a +8.
Okay. You reach down with your sword you had in your opposite hand. It's easy. This thing is affixed to your leg. You slice it right in two. You see it starts to writhe and writher, but it remains attached to your leg. You feel it pumping poison.
Ooh,
coursing.
I can take
you
those.
guys. You guys come running in. You see the paladin throws her torch. You don't see exactly what happened because she's a couple steps ahead of you. You look down. You see something.
I go and I
squirting
grab it out of
and
her.
you see she's got this like writhing thing grabbing on her leg. You reach up. You grab it. It's slippery in your hands. Roll d20.
19.
You rip it out. You feel teeth pull. This is now your second experience with something being ripped out of your body while it was still attached. It brings back memories of that arrow. You take another point of damage, but you feel the poison is quelled by your extraordinary constitution. The pool goes still. The snake just kind of writhes on the ground a bit. Blood drips down your calf.
I see.
I start
It has-
walking out.
It has fangs.
Wow.
It has fangs, I assume. I pull one of the fangs out.
Yeah, you see actually one fang got popped out when you ripped it out of her leg. So you can just pick that one up off the ground.
Okay.
Okay, put that one in inventory. All right.
I follow Wraithian and hope to not get attacked by any more snakes.
All right, so you guys walk past. The pool seems still now.
told
We
you
walk
you
out
should've let
like
me
we
surprise
wanted
it.
to do in the first place.
You go back into this room.
Yes.
Okay. Move all your figures back into that room, please.
Whose fault was...
I feel like we could have found something in there.
No, we couldn't.
And then
Yeah, the
let's
one that ran
continue
out.
this way.
Run, you fools.
Yeah, DMs hardly put rooms in that have nothing in them. So, I don't know.
All right, so you.
Well, we killed the snake. Should we go back?
Well, I think as a
don't
quick
feel like I should
pause,
be in the front, but
you know,
that's
it's a you know, you say
front.
DMs sometimes put rooms in that have nothing in them. I think the better way to look at it would be if this were in some measure of a fantasy reality, there would be rooms that didn't have anything in them. Not every room is going to have a treasure. Not every
like
room
the
is
one
going
with
to
all
have
Exactly
the,
what a
with
DM
all
would
the
tell me.
baking soda.
All right, you walk further down the hallway. The hallway goes down a good 30 or so feet, and
No box. To protect the treasure.
and
Mr. Canton Letter?
I felt him come like under my legs, and I did not know he was in here, and I was like, so
Come here, little dude.
confused for a second.
While we're taking this brief intermission, you should follow Kane the Bichon on Instagram.
hey, wow, no, no. None of that. All right.
Aw, precious.
You come to a door.
You should make it Fade the Aussie Dude. DOOD. Dude.
Stop. Alright, Mr. Kane, you gotta go around, bro.
You come to a doorway. It's a solid oak door, closed.
We listen. I listen to see if I can hear anything on the other side of the door.
Oh, he's at the front.
Okay,
I'll do
then
that.
he can listen.
Okay, so you step forward and you see Thovin places his ear to the door. He listens a moment. Silence.
I hear nothing. Should I almost stealth in there? See if I can see anything?
Don't almost stealth in there. Stealth instead.
Well, I'm gonna do a stealth check, and I'm gonna go in there as sneakily as possible.
Okay. Roll.
12. This is 20. I'm pretty sure. I think my stealth plus 8. Yeah. 20.
Okay. You see Thovin cracks open the door. It starts to creak, and you see he lifts up, slides it. He just seems to have a way of moving the door very softly and quietly. It opens a couple of creaks of hinge, and you see a small room on the other side. And what you see as Thovin, you sneak in the room, is the room contains what look like several ancient relics of what appear to be implements of torture. The function and style seems archaic. You're not even sure. You see things with hooks and things with blades and barbs and what looks like a rack but kind of strangely contorted. In a corner sits a spherical cage with spikes protruding inward from iron bars. In another corner stands what appears to be a star-shaped wooden frame, its surface studded with hooks. At the center of the room is a long table covered with leather straps and a number of cranks that seem to be for rotating and swiveling.
I go back to the door to get everyone else. Y'all should see what is in this room. It's kind of disturbing almost.
I walk into the room.
Okay, so the remainder of the party files into the room, and it is with a sense of disturbing foreboding. You look around, and you can almost imagine, you can almost feel and taste the suffering of countless entities that have passed through this room. Some of these implements, they look ancient. These are not things of today. These are things of ancient past. Strangely constructed relics. You see on some of them the same oddly shaped ruins that you saw in the room with the statue. You do see a door on this wall, and you see a door on the south side of the wall.
More doors.
Stay here. Stay here. I'm gonna go see if I can hear anything on both of these doors.
Okay.
I go and put my ear up to both doors.
Okay. You move.
When are we gonna do the giveaway in like 30 minutes probably?
We'll do the giveaway in 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Giveaway in 15 minutes, guys. Stay with us. Have a chance to win a nice dice set. So must be following though and watching.
If you're not,
What are you doing?
what are you doing?
You hear, as you listen at one door, you hear some moaning and some sounds. And then they go quiet. You go to the other door, this one. Nothing.
This door. The left door. There's something in there. And then it went quiet.
We don't want to go.
The right door, nothing. I didn't hear anything. But I wouldn't say there's nothing in the right door. What do y'all think we should do? Go
We
through?
should never
Leave our bags.
leave our backs exposed. So we either turn back and go into that room and try to rest, or we must attack this head on.
How are we all feeling?
It could be a prisoner being tortured.
Should we almost create
I don't
a
have any
diversion?
spells.
Could you throw something into this room?
Well, we don't know who's in there though.
We could ask.
Knock on the door and ask who's in
Go
there.
to the door.
Knock knock.
I vote we just open it.
I thought we bust
Demon?
it open.
Demon?
No, he didn't do
Demon?
that. Demon, are
All
you
right.
in there?
So
Why don't you just stealthily open the door?
Stealth.
Which door? The one that you heard the noises behind?
Miss.
Okay. Alright.
He
You walk
was-
up,
Oh
roll d20.
no.
Oh, heck yeah.
19 plus 8.
He's rolling good today, buddies.
Alright. This time, as you see, Thovin turns the handle, and he's gotten a sense of these doors here and the weighting of them. He pulls, it kind of lifts, pushes against a hinge as it starts to creak, slides it open, and gives you a wink as it makes no sound. You see it actually opens up into a stairwell that ascends slightly down.
Oh no.
And that's where we heard the moaning?
It's like
Yeah.
a horror movie.
No, you didn't hear. That's where he told
But
you.
he
you heard.
told us, yeah. What the heck?
I say
In a
we go down.
basement? Never a good idea.
Ooh. Should we check the other door?
Close this door.
I
Okay.
can close that as
But he
quietly as
stealthily
possible.
opened it.
He just easily closes.
Why would
Wait,
we-
he just locked himself in there?
No, he
Oh.
closed the door.
Why would we close
Because
it?
we don't want to go downstairs right now.
In
We're
a
gonna go to the door to
basement?
the right.
Oh.
That's
we,
the thing
like
you
we
don't
were
do
gonna
in
go in
horror
there because we
movies.
heard moaning, but if that's gonna take us somewhere else, which I'm assuming it is, since that's all that's left up here,
I say
we
we
shouldn't
clear.
do that. Yeah.
I say we clear up here before we go down. For sure. So I'm gonna try and stealthily open the right door.
Roll d20.
13.
A much better stealther than Tyrannel was.
You
Yes.
you slide open the door, and you see a small room with the crumbling remnants of several chairs and long tables that clutter the floor. Stale smell. To the south, just behind this door, so it's a small room, and you see 3 more doors.
Oh my gosh.
And on each of the door, there's a strange symbol that looks like a 7-pointed star.
Do I know what it means?
You remember seeing this on the book that the woman held, the statue? The book that she held had this same 7-pointed star. Everybody rolled d20.
Wait.
20.
19.
What did that land?
15.
18.
18.
Well, geez, we're
High
smart bunch of
rollers.
people.
I bet the chat can guess what this dice rolled.
Oh,
Wait.
What
what?
does it always roll?
Is that what you're giving away?
Yes.
You get the name.
Yes, I'm kidding. Dog it out the
Someone take them.
Aretha, you. Something tickles at the back of your mind. It's been bothering you since you first saw the woman's statue with that same star. And you recognize it as a symbol of the ancient Runelords. A powerful cabal of ancient mages. You don't really remember much. It was fairly arcane. They've been gone for eons, but you came across it in some tome in your studies.
What does that mean for me, though? Like,
Yeah,
I don't think that helps
No,
me at all.
you just remember. All I'm saying, you
She
just
rolled
And I
a
remember.
wasted
20
a
for
20
that?
on that?
You read.
That's
That
not
she
helpful.
even got that. It's a fragment that you remember reading in a book somewhere.
Well, I go up and put my ear in all 3 doors.
You listen at each of the doors.
No. Everything else on that statue is part of the statue.
All 3 appear to be silent.
Do we know if the book was removable on the statue?
You did try pulling at everything else on the statue. It appeared that Rensur was the only piece of the statue which could be removed.
I say 3 of us open the door.
What's
Each
that
door.
chest doing right there?
I open the
what?
first door.
You want to open all 3 at once?
There's nothing. It's
Oh,
what,
we
from
don't
what
know
I hear.
that.
From
We
what
don't
I hear.
know that.
I open the first door.
No!
Okay.
Listen!
Easy. Cade, I don't know if that was Cade.
Did he slowly open it, or did he just bust it through?
He pretty much just said he opened it. So
Oh my
he
gosh.
didn't imply any stealth.
That's
You
not cool, but-
You open the door. It does creak on its hinges, but you see behind the door, it's a single cell with a skeleton of a badly deformed humanoid laying on the ground.
Can I do a perception check and see if I see anything?
It's just nothing but the deformed creature.
Well, I guess I'll go up to the second door and stealthily open it.
Okay, go ahead.
14.
Okay, you quietly open the second door, working the hinges slowly, and you see another similar single cell, but this time you see it's a skeleton that has an enormous misshapen skull and 3 arms.
Oh.
Come take a look at this. Ixon, come here.
Okay, I go and I look at it.
Yeah, you look at it for a moment, and you would gauge it was probably goblin-sized. You see what look like goblin features in the skeleton, but as I said, it's got a strangely elongated head and a 3rd arm that juts from the rib cage. Skeletal.
Well, that's weird.
I inspect the room further.
You step in and look around, and you don't find anything but clawed scratch marks, even in the rock of the walls.
Well, I go over to the third door and stealthily open it. 3 plus 8 is... whatever that is. 11, I think.
Okay.
11.
You open the door, it creaks a bit, reverberating down the halls. This same room, and this one you see a skeleton that has a rib cage that goes all the way down to its pelvis, and the pelvis has strangely stunted leg bones strewn beneath it.
So, like, small little legs.
Yeah, short little legs and a long rib cage that extends all the way down to the pelvis.
Can I do a perception check and see if I see anything?
As you kind of push one of the bones over, you actually do see a loose stone underneath it.
I go and pick the stone up.
You kind of get your fingernails underneath it, pry the stone up, and you see a scroll tucked underneath the stone.
I grab the scroll
buddy.
and I just begin to read the scroll.
Okay. You unravel the scroll, and these are strange, magical ciphers. You can't make any sort of discernible understanding of it.
Ixon, would you like to take a look at it?
Oh, I would love to. Dixon takes it and sees if he can read the...
Do you have read magic?
Yeah.
Okay. You look at it, and as you try to study it, you see this is not any sort of even magically formatted scroll you would recognize. Some of the runes are odd,
I try to read it.
but okay, well, you step forward and you're kind of peering over his shoulder. You can't make heads or tails of this thing. This is some sort of arcane magical scroll. But as you study it, you believe that it is not in fact an arcane scroll. It is a scroll of divine origin.
See, that's why I tried to
Perhaps
read it. You laughed at
flaming
me.
sphere.
Flaming sphere. I can't.
He
I see
said
if she can-
divine.
Oh, she's not divine?
No,
I'm
she is.
divine.
No, she's divine.
They are both. They're
Oh.
both. It is different, but yes, both are.
Wait, she said she could decipher it.
No, she
Oh,
couldn't when
I
she first
handed
looked at it.
to.
No, she can't.
Oh.
Neither one. It's a function of the fact that it's not in a common language that they would understand. So it's more your studies. You couldn't use this spell, but you can tell if they could understand either one of them could use it.
Could you explain it to them?
They would have to read it for themselves. So no, I can't.
Is there a way that you could almost write it on a piece of paper, like a translate it?
This is not how scrolls work. They must read directly from the magical script itself.
I
Till
think he
then, you
means,
can
can
keep
you
it.
translate it?
I can't.
Can you
It
tell me
wouldn't
what
help.
it says?
It's just a flaming sphere spell.
What do the words say?
It's not how
You
it
have
works.
to learn the
Yes.
language.
How am I supposed to learn the language when we're in a dungeon?
Not now. You gotta wait till you're
Out of the dungeon.
better paladin.
I tuck it away.
Okay, you tuck the scroll beneath your robes. And you still feel the sense of unease just looking at these figures that are clearly stunted, tortured, and twisted.
I look in the first room because no one looked in there, so I go back in there.
You see the same thing I described to him.
I know, but I investigate.
Yeah, you don't find anything else.
Okay, well, I look around the whole room.
You see nothing new beyond what I've described.
I exit the room and go to the door of the stairs. Or
Okay.
to the first door.
All right, you open the door. Roll d20.
Wait, guys,
Oh, is this the
It-
basement?
why are we going there?
The hinge creaks a bit, and you see the stairway
I never agreed to
yawning
go in
downward.
there.
Oh,
We
What
should have
else
talked
are we
about
gonna-
this as a party.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just
What else?
the door's
What
just
else?
open.
Sleep.
The door just opened. We're good.
Sleep.
Yeah, we're not
What
down.
else
We're not
are
down
we
there yet. The
gonna
door's
do?
just open.
We just slept. Like
I
2
mean,
hours ago.
If you wanted to sleep, you would have to just sit around and just sort of wait out time here.
Do you,
You're not ready to sleep.
how are you feeling, mate?
Not great.
Well, don't you have hands?
No.
Oh.
I say.
But we slept.
No, we
I say
haven't
we-
slept.
I say we
We
rest.
haven't slept.
We slept in those jail cells.
No.
That was
No,
the
we
day.
didn't.
Oh
we were
my
restless.
goodness.
We were all restless.
No
We
one
couldn't sleep.
slept.
It only been like
So that means
Do you
we
have
can't
those
do any
hands?
spells.
the hands? Jazz hands? Alright,
I
so
say we camp for the night in this area. Close both doors.
Alright, can we make time pass and just camp for the night? Okay.
so you close the doors.
I have my weapons ready just in case.
You're just gonna wait around, kind of kill
Tell
some time
stories.
until you get tired.
I got a story to tell.
Okay, tell us.
Let's hear it.
Does she have?
No. she's gonna-
One night on the dark sea, we saw a figure walk across the water.
Was it Jesus?
Saw
Davy Jones.
a figure cross the water. Me and my men, because I'm the captain, Cade Cardinal. I told my men, what is that? Or asked them, what is that? And as we saw the figure passing by, she was a beautiful woman. And we invited her on board. And she became me maid. I think.
So there's a woman who can float on water, and she's your maid?
Arr. I held her captive because she lost her ghost ship.
How many drinks have you had tonight?
None.
What kind of drinks have you had tonight?
Well, you see, she was part of the mini pearl.
The mini pearl?
The black mini pearl. On the
I hear this story and just.
Cade, I
turn
think
over
you're
and go to
making
sleep.
things up.
I think Kate needs sleep. Let us sleep for the night.
I am a bit tired. But
I lay down. I
lay down.
We all
I
fall
need-
asleep listening.
I need each of you to roll d20.
what?
And hey, real quick, while they're rolling
Hey, we're in the
D20,
jail cells.
I know. Each of you roll d20.
Oh gosh.
Want to note
Oh
we have
no!
a couple followers. We got GM
That's on
Binder
my list.
Hello!
who followed us. Thank you to GM Binder.
Welcome.
And then also we got some bits from ETH quadruple 1.
It's gotta be
I bet every time a player says,
nice.
wait, the DM giggles on the inside.
20.
And gave us 300 bits. Much thank you. Hey, everybody say thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So,
I rolled 20.
okay.
So then,
Eight.
do I plus
14.
anything?
Okay.
18.
All right.
Oh, good rolls across the board.
Oh, that
Minus hers,
looks
she
so
got 2.
weird. Look, he has the 3 cameras.
Yes. All right. So,
Who? What?
Dad's phone.
Yeah, the iPhone.
Oh,
He sent
yeah.
the 11
all right.
Yeah.
Is it the white?
Ixon,
Yes.
what I send
That's
you,
nice.
I want you to also share with Prewin. I have your contact, but I don't have the
Okay.
program in here. So,
It's, you take a picture, all 3 lenses take a picture, and then you get to pick between which lens you want to do.
You're lying.
Swear.
So this is something I mentioned before.
I need that.
As a quick aside, as a DM, sometimes I will send the players private messages where something that they maybe see, perceive, find that it is not going to be something that others would see, I'll send it directly to them.
I'm not going to. Will you let him out?
Alright. Oh, and also G-Dubs from the Druid from Ukador stream is chatting with us.
Oh, that's the Druid from Mukador stream. All right,
Yeah.
hey, welcome, G-Dubs. Thanks. I like watching you guys a lot. All right, so I have sent you a message. Please share that
Okay.
message also. You both have a similar perception. Cade kind of slumps over. The doors are closed.
The stream as well.
I'm gonna go back
It's gonna
and
be
look at
tough,
the fob and
They
fob
can
and
see
just take a
that. I
picture
don't
of
know
it,
if they can.
See what y'all got.
You could copy and paste it into the comments.
Get out your
Oh,
plus
yeah.
2 banjo. What's that?
I just told him he could copy and paste
Yeah.
it into the comments.
As long as no one else. All right, so time passes. You're each kind of bored. Every once in a while, you hear a scrabbling off in the distance. You hear a moaning. At one point, you think you hear footsteps shambling.
Is Kate asleep? Sound asleep?
No, Cade is not asleep yet.
So Kate,
Arr.
tell me more about this crew that you had.
Oh,
What
me
was-
crew, me crew.
Yes. What was
God
it?
rest their souls.
What were the names?
There was Bony Hand. You know why?
Because he had a bony head.
You're right. Because he stuck his hand in a fire and lost all the flesh off his arm in a bet.
He still had bone?
Bony Hand. That was his name.
So that was your only crew member.
Oh no!
I
That was just me mate.
So they're not all your mates?
Then there was
How many exactly?
Jagged
How many
Eye.
mates do you have? Like, exactly 8, 9, 10?
Oh, you want me to name all of them? I can go on and on. I got a story to tell.
Kate.
Oh,
Kate.
no.
Kate.
I
Kate.
want to know more about Bony Hand. Well, it was one night
I
we were
think-
playing a card game.
Quiet.
Kate.
Oh,
I
like-
think
Hey, what's me, mate?
we are your friends now. We are your mates. You can tell us the truth. If you never actually had a
I'm
ship.
Captain Guide Card.
No. You wish to be Captain Cade Cardinal. For now, you are just Cade. You never had
Let
a
me
ship.
tell you about me, mate, Bony Hand. Would you like to know more about Bony Hand? We were playing cards one night.
No, I would like to know about your true story. Who you really are. So we can really get to
I'm
know each
Captain
other.
Guide Cardinal.
No, you're not. You never were a captain.
You don't know that, mate.
I do know that.
You don't.
You've been lying about it since I met you.
I am not.
Look, now I'm talking like you.
I know.
I did. No, I didn't talk.
Cade, the infectious captain.
Then there was me mate, Willie.
I think she's...
Wee Willie.
Can I do a perception check to see if she's lying?
Sense motive,
Do you
yeah.
want to know about Wee Willie? Aye, there's a reason he was called Wee Willie.
Captain Cade,
Yes.
you are a liar. And
There was also Little Peter.
Little Peter.
Hey, then, oh, there was me girl,
Your maid,
my maid, yes.
Who walks on water?
but can somehow be captive
Aye, she
by
lost her ghost.
by a drunken pirate.
You see Thovin is staring at you intently.
I think we all mutually agree.
You got a crush on me.
No, I don't swing that way.
I think we are all
She's telling the truth.
in mutual agreement.
That's me mate.
She's telling the truth.
That's me mate. That's me mate. Aye, when I get my ship, he's going to be my first hand.
What does that mean?
Second in charge under me.
Let's go.
When I die, then you'll be captain.
You pass away the wilds. In fact, you do sense you get tired as Cade drones on and on and on about his crew.
Bony hand and jagged eye.
The
Wee
more-
Willie.
The more you
Little
question,
Peter.
the more you question Cade, the more detailed his tales get, and the greater vigor he invests the stories with, until soon even all thoughts of shambling and scratching and moaning are forgotten, and you all fall asleep.
Oh wait, I don't fall asleep. I set watch.
It's almost like a somnolent spell. You just all you slump over and fall asleep.
I had my swords ready though, so.
Should we?
As I'm
Yeah.
drifting off
Should
to
we-
sleep.
But aren't I talking?
Wait, yeah, as I'm drifting off to sleep, Cade,
Arr!
set watch.
It is then, after several hours of sleep, that you are awakened by the sound
Oh no.
of Cade snoring. You all wake up. You all have rested, not bothered, somehow miraculously left alone in this place. We're going to take a 5-minute break. We're going to give our giveaway, which is a set of cool metallic dice. Where's that set at?
Giveaway, so everyone stay in.
Where's the dice?
Well, we're gonna order online and send it, but they look like this. So they will be sent to
Hey,
you,
want a
and they're
pair?
like this. They are not these, so you can actually roll something other than 2 with the dice that we will be purchasing. And okay, so I'm gonna charge that camera. So I'm unplugging.
All right, so we're going to unplug the DM camera for a second
Just
to give
hide
it a
it.
quick charge,
Just click on that.
while we also
And
do
then-
our giveaway.
No, just click on that.
Oh, needed to stretch.
No.
She's taking all the leg room over here.
There's the,
You know you are.
the I button she was talking about. No.
It's okay, it's fine. It should be a black window. It's no problem. All right, so I'm going to flip this camera here, and we're going to get ready to do our giveaway. Thanks again. We've got a really good stream happening today. Thank you for all the followers that we have on today. Blue Box continues to grow, and we are super, super excited about it. I love the interactivity. While we're doing this, are you guys enjoying the mini games and the XP system and whatnot that have been put in place? Our own Ixon here put a lot of effort into that over the past several days, and he's really learned all of this tech on his own. I'm gonna, while we're sitting here chatting, I'm gonna go over here to the chat bot for Streamlabs, and I am going to kick off our giveaway. So we're gonna open up the giveaway, and what you need to do is
Did you
type
open it?
raffle,
Did you open it? Exclamation point raffle.
exclamation point raffle to join the giveaway and have the chance to get a set, not these same exact ones that are actually being used here, because they've not rolled that well today. So Ixon's going to be stuck with these, but it's a set just like this. These are hefty, really cool metallic dice. So you just type exclamation point raffle, and you will be entered into the
Here,
raffle.
let's just turn this one around and paste it on you. Exclamation point raffle, and you must be following So see if it's on you.
It is. That's we got to get that aspect ratio fixed. That's distorted. Don't worry about that later. It's really noticeable when it's on me. You can't really tell when it's on the board.
All right, so I'm Jay Birchfield 3. I've joined the raffle. If you are...
Hey, Eth, for another cheer of 100 bits. Thank you very much, sir. Well appreciated. Join the raffle. C. Carson is in the raffle now. Outstanding.
Must be following. And we'll let this go on for about 10 minutes, and while that's going on, we can just talk about the stream and stuff. Actually, I need to get on that because for some reason our notifications aren't working.
Okay, you got it. Oops.
Steve, stick to Dwarfmore. You don't get stoves as well. All right. In the middle of a raffle, I'm going to go to streamlabs.com. We're just in a break, guys, so stick with us. Again, if you just joined the stream, we're in the middle of a giveaway. We are giving away metal dice. Look just like this. You can join the raffle by doing !raffle and following the stream for a chance to win free dice. Okay, so alert box. It looks like all my custom alerts got deleted somehow. That's pretty disappointing. Huh. So I'm going to redo all of our alerts. I don't know how that got deleted. That's quite unfortunate. Huh. F's in the chat for our alerts. Again, we're doing the giveaway. We're gonna keep it open for about 5 to 10 more minutes. Yeah, I know, Evie. It's pretty. That's actually really disappointing. I put it. I don't know, probably. Well, to figure it all out, probably put like 10 hours into that, and then actually doing it wasn't that long, but it took me forever. Let's see if I can. I don't even think we have alerts going on right now. I can just download some alerts real quick. They'll be lame, but at least people will be inclined to follow. Maybe I can add some text that'll say, yeah, hold on. Okay, so. Alright, is that text popping up on the stream? Can y'all see that? Alright. So we will give it a few more minutes. Any questions or comments in the chat? Do any of the other group know when we're going to be able to play again?
All right, I got a refresh on the coffee. The rest of the group is about to come down. And we have about 45 minutes left in the stream, so I think we should be probably good with that camera charge.
Let's just give it a couple more minutes. I need to go get something to eat, and then I want just a couple more chances for people. Oh, G-Dubs has a question. You can answer that. I have to go get something to eat real quick.
Hey, all right. Shout out G-Dubs. After your friend's character died early in the game, what's his new character? Yeah, okay, great question. So we introduced the replacement character. Tyrnal was the gnome that died, and that was that player's first ever character, as he was brand new to the game. And it was really sad because he was super excited to play. He was, this is distracting me how distorted that is. I'll fix that later. He was like daily bugging about wanting to play the game, and he was excited, worked on his backstory, and then of course we know Tyrnal died a gruesome death. Interestingly, it was so devastating to him. If you watch that stream, he literally, he got emotional. I'm not going to say he almost cried, but it kind of looked like that. He got really emotional, and it bothered him so much. He said if his next character died, like in the next session, he would never want to play again. He was just really that overwrought with the loss of Tyrnal, which is, on the one hand, that's tough, but on the other hand, I love it, because you want to see players that are invested in their characters. And as a brand new player, he's never been through the experience of, creation and loss in that way before, and that was a tough thing. But he made a new character, and his new character is named Thovin. Thovin is an elf, and, obviously metagaming here, he's a shadow dancer. The party doesn't know exactly what he is, they just know he's a very elusive, stealthy figure. He wields 2 blades. He was actually not inspired at all by Drizzt The player didn't even know who Drizzt was, but when he described to me, what he wanted from the character and what he looked like, absent, of course, the black skin, he did not create a dark elf or a drow. He created a standard elf, but in all other ways, kind of modeled after that. And I sent him a picture when he described the character to me of Drizzt, and he was like, "Who's that? That's exactly what I want my guy to look like, except, just a normal elf." And so he made Thovin the shadow dancer. Thovin first appeared to the party in the offices of Sheriff Hemlock when they were being recruited to remain, as the sheriff took a small contingent to the city of Magnamar nearby in order to recruit more assistance, anticipating that there would be future raids by the goblins that attacked during the cathedral consecration. So Thovin actually was introduced in that episode by Sheriff Hemlock. He kind of materialized from the shadows in the sheriff's office, and the sheriff introduced him to the other players as someone who had been likewise very helpful to the town during the raid on Sandpoint and thought could be of help to them. So that was how Thovin was reintroduced, or was introduced, and it was the new player for the replacement of the dearly departed Tyrnal. Thanks for that question. So we got several in the raffle here, and we're going to kick it off in just another minute or two. While we're waiting, I want to go on another topic here, and I addressed this with a few of the players upstairs. If you're on the stream, don't Google if you can avoid the temptation. Tell me what an anachronism is. An anachronism. If you have to Google, it's okay, but if you know it off the top of your head, it's better. Exactly, ETH. Quadruple one. Anachronisms are things which belong to a different time period. So, you are sort of right. It's you're introducing something that doesn't fit within the time period, or it's the very word sort of contains the root of time in it, but it can just be anything out of setting as well. So no, like Bruhal, you're not an anachronism in that campaign. You're a second age dwarf that's come into the third age, but you still fit within the structure. It would actually be something more in reverse. If you are in, if you're describing a Dickinsonian scene in, medieval London, and you start talking about the Casio digital watch, that's an anachronism, a pretty blunt one. Well, we've had a couple of those already today, and I don't like that stuff. You had, when the figure was walking in the water in Cade Cardinal's story, and I want to talk about Cade for just a second too before everybody comes back in. When the figure was walking on the water, you heard one of the players reference Jesus, right? Well, irrespective of any spiritual feelings on that, my point just is that is a part of our world, our reality, our story, our history, clearly out of place in this setting. You also had Cade at one point, while he's joking, he makes the mini pearl reference, which now this is really a gray area. I love the humor. You don't want to be too militaristic about enforcing it, but if if you have some of the Gen Z players I have upstairs, a couple of them were like, "Oh, I thought that was a great name. What is mini pearl? Is that something else?" And they don't know that there was a fairly famous old school country western singer by that same name. So I just caution the players. Look, things are going to slip in sometimes. We live in this present world all the while. But hey, we got a gifted sub by J Birchfield 3, and he got a tier 1 gifted to RPG Noob. Congratulations. And yes, that's right, Theater EV to Brual, our 4th age campaign dwarf, who's actually from the 2nd age. Everything is indeed an anachronism. So, just a bit of kind of keeping the, again, you don't want to be overly aggressive with it. Noob is a troll. No, he's our beloved troll. And then the other thing I was going to mention, you may have noticed this interplay that occurred with Cade, and it was interesting. I felt Cade was, with his story, getting so over the top. Clearly, just if you had even a little bit of insight, you might feel that there was some exaggeration here. So the 20s that I had them make were kind of a perception or sense motive check for each player, and you had both Ixon and Prewin definitely get the sense something wasn't right. However, similarly, when I rolled for Thovin, hang on here. Yeah, it's fine if here. When I rolled for Thovin, and this is one of the reasons I do roll these in private, I rolled a 1, a natural 1. So essentially you would say he fumbled his perception check. So the chat box is being cut off by the DM camera box.
No, it's not.
No, it's not?
No, it's not.
Okay. No, I think the chat box is actually supposed to be set up that way, but we'll take a look at it after the stream. Maybe not. Maybe it's the raffle thing that's getting in the way.
Oh, just a little bit.
Yeah, hang on. We can slide that over.
No, I don't think it is.
No. All right.
I don't know what it is.
All right. Is that better? Can you see the words now, or no? They're still being cut off a bit.
Oh, it's just
On the side.
Hold on, I know what to do. I'm coming.
Well, we'll have to finish that other thing I was
no,
mentioning
got
for
it.
just a moment.
I know what I did. I cropped the chat box, and you should not crop it.
Thank you.
Cade, you guys out.
He's been in here the whole time.
We'll be done in a few minutes. I don't want the cameras about this. We're almost done.
That looks too like distorted though. Oh my gosh. I don't know how to fix that.
Well, let's not worry about it right now. Let's just get the stream back up.
Delete it.
Yeah, I have to leave at like 4:10.
Right. Someone comment now. I think that'll look much better.
Hey, John.
She wanted to stay down here.
Is that easy to read or is it hard to read?
Oh.
Minutes, which is fine.
Oh. Hey, Abilene? Abilene?
Also found this living room.
Okay. So
Oh, thank you.
go either like that, and then. Alright. We will get that DM camera plugged in.
All right, we're going to do the giveaway now. While we get the DM cam back online, and the stream will be kicking back off here in just a minute. And thanks for the help with the chat window. So let me bring back up the chat bot here. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 folks that are in the raffle. And I'm going to click pick winner here. It's going to randomize it. And
You're picking multiple winners. It's
the winner is ETH 1111.
Was it me? I won.
ETH.
That's whack, yo. Seriously?
And congratulations to ETH. You won. We have 2 others that were that were on it. Stoves has already won a previous raffle, and Jay Birchfield 3 is actually a member of the Blue Box crew here. So as a member of the Blue Box crew, he is unfortunately not eligible. But we do have ETH quadruple one eligible, and win. Stove, sorry. I already have your other figure here that you won from last time. And congratulations to ETH. All right. We're going to get the DM camera up. Those dice are going to be coming your way. So I guess we'll just need to figure out, maybe have you send us a direct message and tell us where you want to have those set. Yeah, you were batting 1,000, not 100. And we'll get those sent off to you. We'll get this DM camera back up. Sorry, Stoves. We'll reinitiate your eligibility on the next one.
What happened?
Well, so Stoves already won the first giveaway we did, which was the thing, and then he's won one other thing, and then he was going to be the winner again there. So I redid the randomized raffle, and then it went to Jordan, but he's a member of the crew here. He can't win.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So then the actual winner was ETH. All right.
Missing one.
One what? Yeah. Oh, like really?
I don't know where he went.
All right, so let me get that camera up.
Is he mad?
1 second. While I'm doing this, let me have Ian. Why don't you come over here and just chat with the community for a moment while I get the camera up. Be
Sounds
a
good.
fresh face for them. good.
Don't unmute it.
All right.
It's chill.
Be able to communicate with camera, check connections.
Yeah, I'd close that one. We don't use that one.
This one right here?
All right, just pop on over.
Alrighty, well, see y'all later.
Well done. Outstanding moderation. Okay. And remove this guy. And
It's
then we
frozen.
gotta get this guy with the.
You can't take
I
it out of
didn't.
the screen.
I did. You just didn't click this.
I'm not looking at it. You can't do
I
that.
didn't click that. You were the one doing it.
That's the whole point, isn't it?
All right. Let's get this back over here.
Okay, so we all rolled for D20. I got a
Good.
20.
All right, and we are back live action. All right, so
We woke up to kids snoring.
okay, you woke up. You're gonna roll over. You see, you've been left alone,
What?
and during the rest, you all regained your spells, abilities.
How much help do we get?
Oh, each of you gets 1 hit point.
Oh, we're full.
Do I
Get
need to
full.
add that?
Oh, 10.
Okay. What do you do?
Should we follow down these stairs?
Yes. I heal myself.
Alright.
Is Kate still asleep?
No, Cade woke up.
2.
Oh my gosh. What's the point of healing myself if it's gonna be 2 hit points? I've been almost dead this whole freaking time we've been down here.
Alright.
Our salty pally makes a return.
I give the pally a Cure Light Wound potion.
Thank you.
Ixon hears you grumbling against your deity.
I am.
I'll roll.
You start to feel
Yeah.
a tightness in your chest,
7.
pressure. It's slightly uncomfortable. He hands you a potion.
7 hit points.
Thank you.
You quaff the contents of the potion. Warmth goes down your throat, suffuses your limbs. You feel more hale and strengthened than you have in some time.
Well, I guess I'll stealthily open up this door again for the 3rd time.
You've got this door down. Okay, you open the door,
Yeah.
and you see that same yawning staircase going down.
I stealth down there.
Okay. Go ahead. You see
I follow
Dovin
him?
begins to creep down the stairs.
Oh, are we letting you scout?
I guess so, yeah. Let me
Okay,
scout
then I
first
don't
to see
move.
if I see anything.
Here he goes again.
7 plus 8, 15.
Okay. You sneak down the stairs, and as you reach the base of the stairs, you see a large chamber that's got a kind of a dome on the back side of it. It's got a high ceiling, that same sort of arched cathedral style ceiling, and stone ceiling, wood floor, and you don't see signs of anything else in the room. It looks like maybe there's a passageway inside the room off to the right, but you can't really tell from without going in.
Well, I go back up there and get them. I think we should go down. There's nothing down there.
Alright.
Start walking.
Okay. You walk down the stairs. The stairs creak beneath your weight. Steps sort of reverberate through the hall. Even as you try to move quietly, it's just impossible on this staircase. And when you get to the base, you see the same thing I just described. So we'll just reset this and keep it moving for sake of time. But it's got a flat wall here, and here extends back. And you see what looks like a passageway. Let's do this here.
passageway here, and then this is a spherical, or sort of half sphere, curved wall on the back edge. You see that same 20-foot high stone ceiling I described. This is not a doorway, it's an open passageway here. And the stone walls, slat wood floor, and nothing else in the room.
Can I do a perception check?
You look, it looks like the room, the only thing you notice is it doesn't look dusty. It looks like the room has been used and traveled, but you don't see anything in there now.
What do y'all say? Should we go through the passage or?
Yeah.
I say we go through the passage.
Arr.
Alright. So
Onward we go.
I'll stealth through the passageway to see if I see anything.
You mean into the room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. You step into the room. You start to peer as you walk across the floor. Roll d20.
Is that a 6 or a 9?
9.
9 plus. Is that stealth?
No.
Trap finding.
It creaks underneath your foot.
Don't.
You stop. The floor collapses
It's always
from
when you
underneath
don't check
you.
for traps. It's always when you don't.
You
check.
hear Ixon, ah! Thunk!
Oh, no.
And then you hear,
I jump into the pit.
You jump into the pit?
I just looked.
Wait,
Oh,
no,
wait,
I throw a rope down there.
Okay, Arathi throws a rope down. All right.
I try to look and see what's
All
up
right.
in the pit.
Pre-Win runs to the edge of the pit.
Arr, so do I.
I
Help
send
me,
Ray
pull him
down
up.
to be my eyes.
Oh yeah,
You
grab the rope.
grab Ray. This time you see him. He gets a look of resolve, and he grabs the rope that she's thrown out. He slides down it. Ixon, you next thing you know, Tobin, you're falling. Ah! You put your hands out. Boom! You slam onto the ground. You take 3 hit points of damage, and you look up, and we'll put him over here, sort of off the grid. You guys are all in here.
Ah, you got that.
Yeah.
And you see this cadaverous zombie over you. It's clearly some sort of humanoid creature that died down here and has animated. It leaps on you. Initiative.
Hey, what about my rope?
D20.
Is that initiative?
This is all
13 plus 4, 17.
Okay. It's
19.
Oh, I rolled.
yeah. So it's on you before. What are
11.
you doing? Oh no, it's him.
Oh,
Only him
thank
for
goodness.
initiative right now. It's on you before you can even move. It's like you sense a hunger. It leaps down and it tries to bite into you.
Yummy. Yummy.
You feel zombie teeth sink into your arm as you try to fend it off. You take 4 points of damage as it bites down.
I'm gonna do a. I think I have a hidden blade. I'm gonna pull it out of my shoe and I'm gonna try and stab him in the stomach.
Okay, roll d20.
10 plus 4. I'm pretty sure.
No, your strength
Strength 10
plus
3.
your
So
level.
13 plus. I'm only level 1.
Oh,
13. 13.
13. You try to stab it, and it grabs your hand and holds on to that hand. You see a rope fall down next to you. It's just dangling tentatively, or tantalizingly out of your reach. And you see little Ray scurrying down the rope.
no, he's flying down.
I thought, okay, so
Yeah.
you see little butterfly winged goblin, and you see he struggles, like his wings have a hard time with his weight. He's fluttering as quick as he can, and he's having a hard time. He kind of flutters down. Initiative.
I'm gonna go unconscious here.
Oh, wait.
So 16.
Do I need to roll?
If anyone is doing anything as an action this round, you need to roll.
Well, I'm like doing it through right. So can I
Okay.
roll for right?
Yeah.
So, okay. 21.
Okay. Ray flutters down. He sees the zombie attacking.
Tell him to shoot his arrow.
His wings are fluttering and he's shaking. You kind of see all this from the corner of your eye. It's almost comical. And pulls out a little bow and arrow about this big, shaking as his wings are fluttering and he lets loose an arrow. Roll d20.
It's gonna hit you with the
20. I'm calling it. 20. 14.
Okay. That's a hit. Roll d2.
I thought it was a D4. But it has poison. I put poison on there.
Okay, well d2, and then there's a
Okay.
poison won't work on a dead, but we work in another situation.
2 to 1.
Okay. You see a little arrow poking out of the zombie's shoulder. Your attack.
Good job, Ray.
You manage to wrest your hand free.
I just am just gonna go for a simple, just try and get him off me, right in the chest.
Well, when I notice that he's not gonna go for the rope,
Well, you see, you look
He's
over,
still
you
on the
see,
ground.
he's like on the ground. He's struggling. This zombie is on top of him.
11 plus 3, so out. 14.
15?
14.
14. Again, it's just from this prone position. It's like you're batting and it's batting your hands. You see it tries to bite down again. You manage to get your elbow up and around and you jostle the jaw right as it's trying to bite you and you knock its head away. Anyone else doing anything this round?
I jump in.
Sitting there
I jump down the rope to go help.
Like,
Okay.
hey
You
guys.
see-
I'm coming to help you.
You see Prewin, the gnome, leaps onto your rope
I
and
jump.
slides down.
Oh, well, she's on my rope, so I guess I can't.
Okay. And then, do I get to say what I'm gonna do when I get
No,
home?
it'll be the next round.
Why are you not down there?
Roll,
I'm jumping
roll
the rope.
initiative.
Initiative.
You're supposed to come up the rope.
17.
Prewin, initiative.
Did I not get to go that time?
11.
I asked you, did I do if you were going to do anything? Or...
I said I was jumping down.
Oh, you said that too?
Yeah.
So you're both on the rope? Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's hard, but you're very strong. You have no problem holding on the rope as Cade and Prewin scurry down the rope.
7 for my initiative.
Okay.
I would just like to point out that if Eth does donate another 100 bits, he will be eligible to give any one of us an extra D6 to a roll. So
Good point. Yeah, so Eth, you're only 100 bits away from being able to donate a very helpful D6 addition to a roll. All right, so Cade, initiative.
Wait. 11.
17.
I had yours. All right, so Ray, or you?
He's gonna shoot again.
Okay.
Actually, no. He's gonna. Will his bite be more damage? No. Okay, so another arrow. 20. 16.
You see another little arrow sticks. Roll D2.
1.
Okay.
Good.
The zombie bites down. You manage to wrest it away. It doesn't get its teeth into you.
Gosh.
Prewin, you land. You see Thovin on the ground. He's wrestling frantically. You see blood pouring down his arm. He's trying to stab with a dagger, and this zombie just mauling him.
What is it? Spawn Nature's ally, a wolf.
This is a really crowded pit. All right.
What'd she do?
All right. Suddenly now we have Cade. We have Prewin. We have a wolf. Where's Cade? Right there. And a zombie all around Thovin in this little pit. It's now super crowded. No weapons can be swung. You can take small weapons or things like you're all packed into this pit now.
Oh,
Thovin.
I'm gonna try the same thing again.
Thovin frantically stabbing with his dagger.
I don't know. I think that's a 9, maybe. I'm
Yeah.
Yeah, 9 plus 3, so.
Again, it's just
Well,
you
yeah.
can't. Your arms keep getting stuck. Now you're getting stepped on by people around you. It's chaos. Initiative.
Do I roll 2?
Yep.
8 plus 4 is 12.
So far,
12.
Ray is the only one that's done damage.
Ray is a hero, man.
24.
Time.
Wait.
You just got down the road.
23.
Okay, so let's go. Let's go. What?
23.
Oh, were you doing something?
Yes. 14. I'm going to drop.
13.
What was yours, Tobin?
Oh, mine was, honestly, don't know. Let me try it, sorry.
Okay, Dixon.
4 plus
12.
4, 8.
8?
8.
Okay.
I drop my sword on him like this.
Oh, no,
Okay.
no, I'm dead. I'm dead.
Oh, wait.
You can't take it back.
These are the things you can't. No, it's done. No, your hands went like that. That is like in chess. You take your hand off the piece. You go like that with your sword.
You better roll something good.
Oh, I'm dead.
These are the moments you can't make up as a DM.
Oh,
I have
I'm
just
dead.
gotten done describing how crowded this pit is, mostly with party members. And the paladin, not knowing what else to do, takes her sword and just drops it, hoping that she's going to strike the zombie.
You just dropped the sword?
Right. Roll,
She's the
roll,
worst paladin
You
ever.
better roll good.
roll d20.
I thought I was a bad paladin.
Watch her throw a 20
Roll
in.
good. You got it.
It
You got
is.
it.
Roll bad.
Let's
Wait.
go.
No,
Roll good.
don't
roll
roll
bad.
good.
20, 20. Oh my
She
gosh!
roll.
A 2? Arrgh, this is horrible.
No.
We're all down there, Tobin.
All right. As the sword is dropped.
Really?
All right, here's.
You said I do dumb things. That's dumb.
All right, here's how we're gonna do this. I'm gonna use a d6. We know one thing did not happen. The zombie did not get hit. That we know did not happen. So that leaves 4 others that could get hit.
have hit the ground?
Jesus.
4 others. I took this.
There's
this,
no ground space.
This is so tightly packed. Your sword is hitting something.
I'm dead.
So
We gotta roll
Shut
after
up. No,
Be-
you're
I'm laying on the ground. I'm dead.
not.
Because-
You're not dead.
all right, we have a 1, 2, 3 on the d6. It's going to hit Thovin because he's laying wide, biggest surface area, and closest to the zombie you were trying to hit.
Okay.
A 4 is Cade. A 5 is the wolf. A 6 is Pre-Win.
Can there not be
The
one?
wolf, the
Can there
wolf,
not be
there's
one
hope.
number that's a
hope.
that's a ground number?
There's hope. We have the wolf, okay?
All right, I will do. All right, I will. Yes, you make a plea to the DM, which I hear. So we'll redo this. It's going to be a D12, 1 through 6. It hits him.
What?
Still the same as 50% chance, right? 1 through 6, it hits him. Then a 7,
This is
It
the only
hits
time we're wishing
her.
a DM rolls high.
an 8, or 9.
Should we
It
have
hits the
12
wolf
and
because the
6?
wolf is horizontal. A 10 or an 11, it hits Kate because he's big. So you're the only one that has a single number because you're the smallest. And a 12, it hits the ground.
Okay, let's go. What is it? What is it?
1.
1. Thovin, you look up
I'm dead.
and
I'm dead.
you can't believe your
It
eyes.
doesn't have to be the pointy end. It could swing.
Stick him with the pointy end.
I'm waiting.
You can't believe your eyes
It could be the handle.
as the sword of Arathi plummets towards you. You see it it's like in slow motion. You just see this blade.
It's a falchion.
Whirling
It's
in
not
the
a
air.
regular blade, so it has a different fall.
It thunks down. It slices your arm. It doesn't catch you square in the chest, but it slices your arm.
Sliced, yeah.
You take 3 points of damage from the blade.
Unconscious.
Alright, I have to leave.
What's that? All right.
To go.
So we're gonna stop there. No, we'll finish the combat real quick. You can go if you need to go, because I know you gotta get on the road.
I was just leave at 4:10.
Okay, no worries.
You
Thank you,
go.
Pre-Win. Everybody give Pre-Win a hand. Great job today. Really good role play. All right. So,
See y'all. Thanks
Bye.
for
yeah, thank you. All right, so we go here then. Next is Cade.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, 20. Well, 15 plus.
That's a hit.
Yay.
Roll damage.
Hi.
Plus your strength.
4.
Okay. You slice the zombie. You see the pallid flesh splits. No blood. Nothing. Just splits open flesh.
Right.
Because it has no blood.
I know.
Yes.
He's gonna shoot another arrow.
No, actually, pre-win.
She's
Her wolf attacks. The wolf grabs a hold of the zombie, savages back and forth. It actually knocks it off balance. Go ahead, Ray.
I believe he's gonna crit. I believe. 12?
Total 12? No.
No, not total.
Oh,
he
he
gets
hit a
he gets dex bonus for 12 plus.
That's a hit.
Okay. Little Ray's doing damage out here. Another 1.
Thunk! Another arrow as the wolf savages and Cade's blow lands. Ray's final arrow.
Yes.
How do you want
This
to
is
do this?
poetic.
Yeah.
How do you want to do this?
He
As,
needed this confidence
I know.
boost.
As Ray pulls back his final arrow, well, knowing it's his final arrow, called shot, he pulls it back. He aims. He's actually aiming for his neck, but as he releases it, because he's shaking it, the zombie turns right as he's looking. Boom, through the eye, the arrow disappears into his head.
You see the arrow sinks back into the zombie's head. The wolf drags it down. It moans a few final times.
Little Ray! Little Ray!
Ray, you're watching in horror as you see Thovin slumps over unconscious. Your blade just kind of clatters next to him. Cade, you look over. You look over to see Ray land on the zombie. He thrusts his chest out and holds his bow to one side.
Ray!
You see
The
Ixon
little
at the top.
warrior!
Little King! Little Ray!
Pre-win immediately puts her hands on Thovin and says her words. You're healed 7 points.
This has got to be the most damaged party ever. There's an unconscious player every 2 seconds. Ixon's just chilling in the back, hasn't gotten touched. Just
Who on earth dropped their sword on me? Whoever did that?
You.
well,
Everything! You're not getting this back. This is mine now.
hey.
You see Thovin shouting at you from the base of this pit.
I pull my rope back up.
I shout out, Dovin, let's focus on the important matters here.
But I almost died.
Ray killed the zombie.
I can give Ray a high five.
You raise your hand at the little goblin. He kind of shies away like he doesn't know what you're gonna do.
Shoot
he
him
just heard
too.
He just heard you yelling at her. We're gonna stop the stream there. I can't imagine a better place to stop than Thovin's rage as he shouts up, and the perfect heroism of the final hit point remaining on this zombie falling to Ray. Thank you again to all of our viewers. Now we are going to start doing something which we call the Stream MVP. And the Stream MVP is whichever of the role players the folks on the chat say had the MVP role play of the session, they will get bonus XP. And that bonus XP will go up with every level. Now, I have to give credit to this idea to...
It's definitely Ray.
Ray is not eligible, all right? Ixon is Ray's owner, as are Arathi, Pre-Win, Thovin, and Captain Cade Cardinal. So what you're going to do is you're going to just pop in the chat window and give me the name, Cade, Thovin, Ixon, Pre-Win,
Orathe as the winning role player today, and we'll give it just a couple of minutes. Whoever gets the most votes, it's going to be 200 bonus XP from this session today.
Huh?
What are you doing?
What?
Are you
Thank
writing
you,
something?
G-Dubs,
No.
for
I said-
following and supporting. Big shout out to G-Dubs, great supporter of the channel. We're going to wait for these votes. We have one for Cade. We have another one misspelled, but for Cade.
Hey, I saw!
That's hilarious.
Guard!
Oh, there's another one for Cade.
Captain K for his subtle but long-winded threats to put the party to sleep. And we'll wait just another moment or two. So far, we have a landslide.
Yeah.
And so it's only 200 experience points at this point, but it is going to go up as the players level up. I love roleplay. Roleplay is the essence of this game. It's not just going to be combat to get you experience points. I am going to award XP outside of this for roleplay, but then I love that the streamers have a chance to add some XP to their favorite role
You got
player.
one?
All right, so
Owen!
we have one for Thovin for the final outburst at Orathe. That was actually one of my favorite moments of the stream today. It really was. It was like the most emotion I've seen from Thovin yet.
So upset.
Yeah, so you
don't want to
definitely
die.
got a there.
He did kill me once, so like I think it's only fair.
Yeah, I think somebody noted here that there was revenge. Yeah, respect, Dwarf Toward. That's some patient revenge, and then he gave a wave by hand. So, thank you to our followers who remember the stuff that happens in the previous streams. All right, so we've got 3 for Cade,
4
for Cade, 1 for Thovin. We're gonna wait. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's give a hand to our MVP role player today, Captain Cade Cardinal. And before we sign off, thanks again to all of our followers. Thanks to the new folks who followed us. Thanks to our new subscribers. This channel is going to keep growing. These streams are going to keep getting better. We're making tweaks every single week. And the only question we have for you is, if you're watching this stream and you haven't followed, liked, or subscribed us yet, what are you doing? Everybody have a great day. Thanks.